Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to get inside the head of Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, to really understand his pretty radical vision for the next great reset in computing. We're talking about a future that's not just assisted by AI, but built entirely on a totally new kind of artificial intelligence. So let's start with this really big claim from Jensen Huang. He says these huge, industry-shaking resets, they happen like clockwork every 10 to 15 years. It's just a natural cycle. But here's the kicker. This time, he says, something is fundamentally, completely different.
You see, he believes we're not just looking at one platform shift. No, we are caught right in the middle of two massive waves hitting at the exact same time. So this isn't just some upgrade. This is a complete teardown and a reinvention of the entire way we think about computing.
So how does this double reset actually work? Well, it breaks down into two big changes. First, there's the what. What are we actually building? Applications aren't just tools anymore. They're intelligent systems built on top of AI. Then there's the how. How are we building them? We're shifting from meticulously writing code to training software. We're moving from relying on CPUs to harnessing the crazy power of GPUs. And software isn't static anymore. It's generated dynamically, right on the fly.
Okay, so that brings up a really important question. Where is all this going? I mean, if we're rebuilding the entire computer industry from the ground up, what's the end game? What does this new AI-driven world actually look like?
Huang has a name for this destination: physical AI. I know, it sounds pretty futuristic, almost a little abstract. But what does it really mean for an AI to be physical? Well, in a nutshell, it's about giving AI a kind of common sense about the physical world. Think about it like this. Today's AI is like a brilliant librarian. It can process just unbelievable amounts of text and data. Physical AI, though, it's more like a physicist or an engineer. It understands the fundamental rules that govern reality itself.
And that means it has to grasp concepts that we totally take for granted. It needs an innate understanding of causality. If I do this, then that will happen. It needs to get gravity, friction, and inertia. And maybe most importantly, it has to understand object permanence. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's just vanished into thin air.
And remember that aha moment we all had with ChatGPT? The one that woke the world up to what large language models could do? Well, Huang believes a very similar breakthrough for this world-aware physical AI is literally just around the corner. So how do you actually build this thing? I mean, to make a vision this huge a reality, you need a completely new kind of engine. And Huang has a name for that too. He calls it the AI factory. The modern AI workflow is this really complex, multi-layered stack. It all starts with processing massive amounts of data, then you train the models, you set up guardrails for safety and accuracy, and then finally you deploy them for real-world use, what the pros call inference. And Huang's main point here is that every single layer of this stack is being totally reinvented.
Powering these new AI factories takes a really powerful 1-2 punch. So on the hardware side, you've got these next-gen platforms like the Vera Rubin chip. It's a super chip designed specifically for the massive scale of AI training. And then on the software side, you have a whole new way of thinking called agentic systems. These aren't just AIs that answer questions. They can actually reason, plan, and use digital tools to finish complex, multi-step tasks all by themselves.
Now, I know this all might sound like it's from a far-off future, but you gotta believe me, Wall Street is not treating this like science fiction. They're treating it as an imminent financial reality, and they're placing some massive bets on it. We're seeing major investment banks signal just extreme confidence. Morgan Stanley, for instance, recently hiked its price target for Nvidia by nearly 40%, all because of the company's dominance in this new AI era. And they are not alone. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan have followed right along, with most people agreeing on a 12-month target of around $250.
And this confidence isn't just a hunch, it's based on some really hard data. I mean, despite all the talk about competition from Google's TPUs and other custom chips, market analysis from firms like TrendForce shows Nvidia in a position of just absolute dominance, controlling nearly 70% of the entire AI chip market.
And that dominance, it's not expected to go away anytime soon. Multiple forecasts show the company holding on to a commanding 70 to 80% share of AI GPU shipments for at least the next couple of years. So why does any of this matter to you? Well, because the implications of this shift go way beyond data centers and stock prices. They could literally redefine the very nature of human skills and what the future of work even looks like.
Huang made some serious waves with this really provocative claim.
Kids shouldn't learn to code. Now, his argument is that for decades, we've been trying to teach humans to speak the language of computers, but now computers are finally learning to understand us. So the new universal programming language, it isn't C++ or Python. It's just plain old human language.
But as you can imagine, this idea has sparked a huge debate. A really common counterargument is that, yeah, even if an AI generates the code, you still need someone with deep expertise to define the problem, check the output, and optimize the final solution. The human expert is still absolutely essential to the process.
This kind of suggests that the really valuable skill of the future isn't just about writing lines of code. It's about combining deep expert knowledge with the ability to manage and guide these powerful AI systems, basically to shift your role from being a bricklayer to being the architect. And this whole platform reset leaves us with a really profound final question. As the line between the digital and physical worlds keeps getting blurrier, and as AI becomes a true partner in creation, our fundamental roles starts to shift. The new critical human challenge won't be figuring out how to build something, but deciding what is worth building in the first place.